Hey guys. In this video, I'm going to explain the first episode of the first season of the series. She-Hulk. The episode opens with Jennifer preparing her closing speech for a case against a firm. In front of Nikki and Dennis Bukowski. Then she turns to us, the audience. To say that we aren't going to enjoy the show if we don't know about her origins. So, she sends us into a flashback where Jennifer and Bruce are driving around together. Bruce talks about how he made a device that keeps him in human form. And Jennifer talks about her theory of Steve Rogers' love life. Concluding that he was a virgin. Suddenly, a saccharine Class 8 courier craft lands in front of them. Causing Jennifer to have to swerve off the road. The car falls down a cliff and turns over. When Jennifer gets up, she helps Bruce. Who orders her to get away from his blood. When she picks him up, his blood drips into her open wound. This transforms her into a She-Hulk, and she runs away. That's how she becomes the She-Hulk. Jennifer wakes up in the woods a little later. And goes to a bar to clean dirt off her body. In the restroom, 4 women come in and see the blood and dirt. They think a man dumped her and try to fix her up. Saying she doesn't need him. Outside, a few men try to talk to Jennifer and hook up. Which angers her. She then lashes out and turns into She-Hulk again, only for Hulk to tackle her. Jennifer wakes up in Hulk's lab on a private island. Hulk says that this is the place where he spent all his time. Integrating his Hulk banner identities. Apparently, Tony Stark helped him build it. Then Hulk brings the conversation back to Jennifer. And essentially recaps everything that has led to her becoming a Hulk. He explains that they both share a rare combination of genetic factors. That didn't kill them from the radiation. Hulk also says that Jennifer's irradiated blood helped him completely heal his damaged arm. Which was destroyed after the blip. When Jennifer asks Bruce to take her powers away from her. He tries to help her understand that this is not something that is going to go away. So, Jennifer has to learn to live with these powers. Jennifer asks Bruce how long it's going to take for her to figure out how she can peacefully coexist with her Hulk identity. Jennifer tells him to create a device to suppress the Hulk like he did. But he says he cannot, and she can't go back to what she was before. Hulk makes Jennifer pancakes and informs her she can't go back to her job. And she has to avoid stressful situations. He puts Jennifer in a chamber and sends saws moving towards her. This causes She-Hulk to come out and stop the machine. She then breaks out and throws the door at Hulk. He tries to talk her down, but is amazed and a little jealous that she is conscious when she is the Hulk, which he was not able to do for years. Bruce realizes that Jennifer isn't actually going through all the struggles he went through. Because she doesn't lose her human persona after becoming the Hulk. Jennifer thinks that she can go back to her life now. However, Bruce brings up the topic of controlling her transformation into a Hulk. Hulk begins to train her on how to stay calm in stressful situations. They try yoga, but Jennifer doesn't want to. The next day, Hulk wakes her up by air horn for testing. And tells her that she reverts back to Jennifer in her sleep. They begin their next day. Which includes balancing and strength testing. But every step of the way, Bruce basically notices that Jennifer is already better than him at this. However, he isn't ready to accept that. She-Hulk throws a rock and is proud of herself. But Hulk throws a rock into space to show her off. He then pushes She-Hulk off a cliff. Prompting her to flip him off before jumping back up to their ledge. However, She-Hulk just wants to go back to being a lawyer. Hulk decides to show her the upsides of being a Hulk. They can drink all they want without getting drunk. Bruce remembers and talks about how Stark and him built his bar. The next day, Jennifer, in human form, has a hangover. They go to yoga and Jennifer is too focused on getting back to her life. When Jennifer tries to leave Hulk's abode and go back to her home, he stops her. Hulk tells her that she has the life of a superhero now. But Jennifer tells him she doesn't want to be a superhero. She then packs up and gets in a car to leave. She brings up Bruce's life and how he lost everything before she steps on the gas. Hulk tries to stop the car, but he is thrown into a pile of rocks. Jennifer gets out to see if he is okay, he then scolds her. Prompting Jennifer to turn into She-Hulk. And they get into a brutal fight that almost destroys the forest around them. A funny fight ensues between them like a brother and sister. Meanwhile, She-Hulk learns more about her powers and uses them. Hulk ends the fight, but causing a sonic wave with a clap. She-Hulk does her clap, but knows it isn't as powerful as Hulk, so she claps many times. to cause enough force to incapacitate Hulk for a short time. During the fight, they accidentally destroy the bar that Bruce and Tony built by hand. As a gesture of apology, she helps him rebuild it. He tells her that she can go back to her normal life, thereby accepting that she's better at hulking than him. Jennifer then leaves. In the present day, Jennifer tells us that she hasn't hulked out after returning home. And she never has to. She arrives at the hearing for the case against a firm. But as she is about to give her closing speech, the powered woman, Tatiana, charges into the courtroom. Nikki convinces her to turn into She-Hulk, prompting Tatiana to tiredly ask what she is doing. She-Hulk announces herself as She-Hulk, attorney at law. She then punches Tatiana into a wall, knocking her out. She-Hulk turns back into Jennifer, puts on her heels, and prepares for her closing argument. In a mid-credits scene, Bruce reveals that Steve Rogers lost his virginity to a girl in 1943 on the USO tour. That's all for this video. If you liked the video, then don't forget to like and subscribe for more upcoming videos like this.